Okay, so today we'll be looking at an end-to-end Power BI data analytics, that is end-to-end project in Power BI, where we are going to analyze a full data set using Power BI. So yesterday we did a good work where we cleaned data, we learned how to use clean data in Power BI, how to remove duplicate, how to create columns. We also learned some features of Power BI, Power Query, data model, and the data view. We also learned how to work with tables. And today we will continue with that. We'll continue, as I said yesterday, as we continue the process of data analysis in Power BI, you'll be learning new things, you'll be coming across new things, and that is the process of growing. So yesterday we looked at some DAX functions. Today, as we are about to do data analytic projects, we also be coming across new DAX functions that will help us in our day-to-day data analytics service. Okay, so first of all, before we start, I want to show you how you can download the data set from the GitHub repo. I received some feedback that some people are having challenges of downloading the data set. So once you click on the link in the description, it will take you straight to the GitHub repository where you can download the data set. So let's open our browser. So when you click on it, the first place that it will take you to will be the GitHub repo. Okay, so this is where it will take you to when you click on the link. Then this is the repo with the data set and other materials that we are using. So you can, if you want to download everything at once, you can just click over here. Once that you click on the link, and in fact, when you click on the link, it will rather take you to the Power BI folder. It will open this one for you. For example, the Excel will also open the Excel one for you, because I took the link to the folder direct. So if it open that one for you, you will see all the files inside. Then you can download it inside. Okay, so that is how you get access to having a bit network challenges. So let's just go back and then let's reload the page. All right. So when you open, it will take you to the folder. So it will open the Power BI folder for you. So this is the folder that it will open for you. It will open the Power BI folder like this for you. And inside the Power BI folder, you can download anything that you want from here. For example, if I want the bike datasets, because it's an Excel, you just need to click on it. So you click on it, and then once you click on it, you won't see anything open for you. Don't worry, just come to the top here and click on these three dots over here. The three dots that you see over here, just click on it. Okay, so the first thing that you see will be, you see download. As soon as you click on the download, it will start downloading. Okay, so that is one way of downloading them. And this one, in this way, you download them one by one. Okay, so that is one way. Another way is to download the whole folder at a go. Okay, another way is to download the whole folder at a go. And that one, once you open, you come here, just click on the bootcamp folder. So once you are here, click on the code that you see over here, and then you will see download zip. Okay, so once you click on the download zip, it will download it as a zip file for you. It will download it as a zip file for you, and then you can extract it and open it and use to do whatever you want to do with it. So this is how you can get access to the dataset. So once you click on the link in the description, it will take you to my GitHub, where you can have access to the dataset, and this is how you download them. All right, so that is how you get access to the dataset. Okay, so let's just continue with our Power BI, where yesterday we learned a lot of things. Okay, so I believe the sound is okay now. All right, so let's continue. So today, as I said earlier on, we'll be looking at an end-to-end Power BI project where we are going to analyze a data set and then we get some feedback from it. So let's open our Power BI and then we look at how you can get access to it. So let's open our Power BI. Okay, so this is what we will be looking at today. So we have a request. We have a request from City Ride Company. So they've given us a project, and this is what they are saying. So they said a request for dashboard development support. So they are seeking us as a data analyst. They are seeking us to help them to develop their dashboard. Okay. So this is their question. They say that, hello, dear analyst, we hope this message finds you well. City Rise kindly requests your expertise in developing a dashboard to display our key performance metrics, enabling more informed decision making for our bike share program. So CityMore is a bike share program. That is, they run a bike that is kind of the Uber, a bike Uber. So they are seeking us to help them analyze their data set so that they can get more insight from the data. And then this is what they are saying. They said the key requirements that they want is hourly revenue analysis, profit and revenue trend, seasonal revenue insight, and then rider demographics. Okay. And additionally, they said that they would appreciate any recommendation on potential pricing adjustments for the upcoming year. Okay, so this is what they want. This is what they want us to analyze, but they are also seeking us to help them to we help them with recommendation on price adjustments, whether they can, how best they can adjust their price to maximize profits. Okay, so this is the information we receive. The first thing that I'm going to do is to get the data from Power BI. All right. So because it's an Excel file, you click on the Excel webbook to get our data. So we open it. We navigate to where the data is. We save the data. And then we have the City Ride bike share. So we select that one and then we open. So we are loading our data set. We are trying to connect Power BI to Excel so that we can get our data sets. Okay, so let's give it just a few time to load the data. Since the data is large, it's taking a quite few time. All right, so our data set has loaded. Now you can see from it that we have two sheets actually. That is, when we open the Excel, we saw that there were two. So we have the 2021 and then the 2022. So what we are going to do is we select both of them, both sheets, and then we look. Now we are not going to transform it from the start. What we will do is that we just want to load it so that when we go to the Power Query and then we can go and then do any transformation that we want from there. So I'll just click on load for the data set to load into Power Query. All right, our data set is fully loaded into Power BI. So what we have to do is just have to go and look at it and then If there is any cleaning that we need to do, then we do it. But before then, the first thing that we want to inspect is, let's go and see relationship between the data set. Okay, so we go to the data model view, and then we can see that now when we open the data, the model view, we can see that there is no relationship between the data. Okay, there is no relationship between the data. It shows us that these data, they are all separate on their own. Okay, even though we can create relationship ourselves, we won't worry ourselves that much, because from the look of the data in Excel, it seems that they are different. Okay, they are just a continuum year, so it's just that the years have been separated. 2021 data set, 2022 data set. So we won't worry ourselves about relationship. But let's go to the table view and see some of the columns. So this is a table view, and we can see the first column being the date, season, year, month, hour, holiday, weekday, working day. So you look at, there are a lot of things over here that we won't need. So since there are a lot of things that we over here we are not going to use, we need to take care of them. We need to remove all of them. Okay. And then the second thing too is that since we are going to use the two data sets, we need to make sure we combine them together to form one. Okay. So this is where we are going to find another DAX function to join the two tables together, so that they will all become just one table for us to use. Because right now we can't do a perfect analysis. If we are doing a perfect analysis over here, since there is no relationship between them, it means that what we have to do here is we have to do analysis for 2021 and 2022, which is not what they are asking us to do. They are actually asking us to do analysis for the whole data set as one. So that is what we are going to look at. So let's just go to our the report view, and then we look at some of the things again. Now let's go back to the question, and then let's see the things that they were requesting from us. Now the things that they were requesting from us are 4. So the first one is the hourly revenue analysis, which means that we need the hours. We also need the revenue section column. When you come here, we need profit and revenue, so we need the profit column. When you come here, we need season. They say seasonal revenue inside, so we need the season. Okay, and then we also need the rider demographic, so we need also the rider column. So it means that the rest of the columns that we have, we won't need them, so we can just clear them away. Okay, as a process of the data cleaning, we can delete them away. So let's take note of these things that are over here. 1, we need a column for hours. 2, we need a column for revenue. 3, we need a column for profit. 4, we need a column for seasonal or season. 5, we need a column for riders. Okay, so definitely we are also going to use the date column, so we will need that one too as well. Okay, so let's go back to our Power BI and see if we have those things. Now when we look at the data view, we can see that we have the date column, we have the season column, we have the year column. The month column is also here. We may not need it, so we can delete it. We have the hours column. Holidays, we will not need it, so we can take care of it, we can delete it. Working days, we can delete it. But weekday, we will need it, because we will do a seasonal analysis. So it means that the weekday would help us. We have the weather, the temperature, the humidity, the wind speed, all of them, we won't need it. So it means that we can clear all those ones away. Rider type, we may need the rider type because they ask us of demography. So we may need the rider type. And then the rider column as well, we may need the rider column. Okay, so which means that if we need the rider column, then we will also use it. we have the price and then the cost of goods sold. Okay, so the cost and then the price column too, you will need it because we need this revenue and profits. We don't have any column for revenue and profits. So because we don't have any column for profits and revenue, we would have to calculate that, and based on the calculations, this cost and price and rider, they have to help us be able to calculate for the, what do you call it, the profit and revenue. Okay, so let's go back to the report view, and now let's go to data transform or transform data. Let's go and transform our data. So the first thing that we will do is that we have to start renaming some columns. We have to start renaming some columns. And what we do is that the first one, date, we have to rename it well. So let's type it date. The season 2 is correct, but let's make sure we begin with capital letter. So the year, let's rewrite it. We will not need the month, so we can clear away the month, or better still, we can still leave it like that. So maybe you want to rename it well. So the hours, so hour. The holiday section, we don't need it, so we can remove this column. So what that we do is we just select it, then we click on remove columns, and then it will take care of it. So weekday, let's also name it well. Working day, you won't need it, so let's get rid of it. Weather, we won't need it, let's get rid of it. Temperature, humidity, wind speed, rider type, you need it, so let's rename it all. So the price and then the cost of goods sold, we need those things. So we can now see that the data for 2021 is now simple. We have taken care of so many things, but we need a profit section. So because we need a column for profit and a column for revenue, we have to create new columns. We have to create new columns for this one. Okay, and then since we have rider, let's look at some calculation. So for us to get revenue, we have rider. We also have cost, and then we have price. Okay, so for us to be able to get revenue, the rider and then the price should help us. So it means that our revenue will be equal to rider times price. This should give us revenue. And then for profit should, for us to get profit, we can use the revenue. Since we have revenue, all that we do is that we just subtract, take revenue minus cost, then we should get our revenue. On the other hand, we can calculate the profit as this. We can calculate the profit as rider times profit, which is still as revenue. So rider times price, sorry. Then you will see that this is this minus again cost. The cost we can't use, when we use the cost, it has to go with the rider as well, because each rider and their cost. So it means that we have over here too, we are going to have rider times cost of goods sold, so cost. So this will give us the profit. This should give us profit. So we are going to use these formulas to calculate for both revenue and then profits on both tables, so that we can use for our analysis. So over here, what we are going to do is we are going to insert new table, a new column. So we come to the column section, and then we have custom column. Okay, so custom column, we are adding a new column, and then we want it to be after this one. So I'll select this one, then I'll click on the custom column. Once I click on the custom column, it will open a new dialog box for me. And in the custom section, that is new column name, I'll type revenue there because I want revenue. So I'm calculating for revenue. And then over here, now I'll now come and find the calculations. In our formula, we said revenue is equal to rider times price. So we come and locate rider from available columns. Okay, so riders, then we click on insert. Once you select it, then we use times, which is asterisk. Then we come and locate price, also insert. Once that the formula is correct, you will see that it will check below here and say no syntax error has been detected. So since no syntax error has been detected, it means that our formula is correct. So what that I will do is that I'll just click on OK, and then I will see a formula, I will see my columns here, revenue column created for me. I'll move on to do the same thing for profit. And then over here, the same thing. I'll type profit. And then in the custom column formula, I'm now calculating for profit. So the first thing is that we have created revenue, so we can use the revenue column to calculate our profit. But I just want to use the normal one. So rider times price. I'll insert, then minus rider again times cost of goods sold. The cost of goods sold, insert it, and then this becomes my formula for the profit, and then I'll click on OK. So once I do that, I have my profit column. So this is for 2021. So I will go to the 2022 and then go and do the same thing. I'll go and do data cleaning again. Mind you, because we want to combine the two tables together, we have to be careful of how the naming is. So the naming over here, we have to make sure that they are the same in the 2022 as well. Because at first, the naming were the same. So if we are changing the naming, we have to make sure that we change it accordingly to, or we make sure that both tables are having the same names. So let's just click on here. And then the first one we say we rename here as date. So let's rename it all. Year, season, we start with capital letter. Then year, month, we have hour, then we don't have the holiday, So we go to the transform tab and then, sorry, the home tab, and then we remove it. We just select it, then remove column. Then we also format the weekday. The working day, we don't want it, so you remove it. The weather, we don't want it. The temperature to the same thing. Humidity, the same thing. Wind speed, we also remove it. And then the rider type, we change it to how we name the first one. And then rider 2, we make sure we format it. So this is what we have. So here too, you are going to add the 2 columns. First revenue and then second profit. So we select this one and then we go to add column, custom column, and then it will open for us. So here too, first we calculate for revenue. And then the revenue section, we have rider times price. And then we click OK. We add the second column, which is for the profit. So we have profit is equal to rider times price minus rider times costs. So once everything is correct, you will see the check mark here saying that no syntax error have been detected. So you click OK. Now we have our profit. Okay, so we have our profit also very well here. So now this table and the first table, they are all the same. So we can join all of them together. So once you are done with these two, we clear everything, we make this table very well. All that we will do is that you just go to the home and then we click on close and apply. So we just click on close and apply. And then once you choose the close and apply, it should load for us. Good. So our data is now clean. Now when we open this, we can now see that it has reduced from those messy column names to nice column names. Now we can have a good column names. So the first thing you do is that you change the data types. For example, this particular column is supposed to be it's not supposed to be text. So we can see that the format is text here. So you are going to change it. First, you change it to decimal, and then once we change it to decimal, then we now come and format it to currency. So I'll now come and format it to currency and choose the dollar, and then I'll make the decimal to be 0. Good. So you can now see the summation sign there. I'll go to the second one, the 2022 and do the same thing. The revenue is not supposed to be text, so I'll choose decimal. And then I'll pick currency, dollar, so that it will be currency for me. And I'll change the decimal to 0. Good. So now that one too has been taken care of. So that is okay for now. The profit section is also the same thing. So we can change the profit section as well. Okay, for both of them. They are currently text. So Let's change that one too. But we can also leave it when we get in the two table. We can do it later. Okay. All right. So let's close the two of them. Now at this point, if you have any question, feel free to put it in the live chat, and then I'll do what to answer you. If you have any question, you can just put it in the live section, the chat, and then I'll answer you. If you also don't understand anything, as we are moving on, just ask in the live chat, and then I will do what to answer you. Also, remember to share with your friends, and also keep on sharing your thoughts in the comment section, as well as giving me, just keep on giving me thumbs up. Continue giving me reactions as we move on. I'll be following the chat as well. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is that we want to put these two tables together. We want to make it one, so that we can now do our analysis. Okay, so that we can now do any calculations or whatever you want to do. Then we move on straight to developing the dashboard. So what I'll do is I'll just select any one of them. So once you select any one of them, we have new table. You see new table here. Okay, the table tools where we have new measure, quick measure, new column, and then you see new table. Click on the new table. Okay, just click on the new table, and then we will now have to type a DAX function to join the two tables together. Okay, so for example, it's just like this. We have a table. Okay, so this is what we have. We have table 1. Table 1, which is like this. And then we have table 2, which is also like this, with the same column 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. So we have these two tables, and we want to join them together. Let's say they are all having the same table names, that is header, the same header names. The first one is having a header, let's say name. We have email here. And then we have maybe city, and we have school. The same thing over here, name, email, city, and then school. Okay, so these are the things that we have. For us to be able to add these tables together, we can't add them side by side. If we add them side by side, it means that what it means is that what it's going to do is that it's going to continue from here. So once it ends here, it will continue with another column, name, email, city, school. But that is not what we want. We want it in a such a way that we have only one table headings, and then the rest will continue. So we want it in such a way that it will be this. It will now become this rather. So we have, it will now be we want it such a way that we will have a name, email, and then city and school. So we want it in such a way that it will now become one long table. So it now become one full table, where the number of rows over here plus the number of rows over here, they all join together. So this particular one, it's having 1, 2, 3, and this one is also a 1, 2, 3. So now we want it in such a way that it will now become like this. So this is the first one, second, third, and then fourth, fifth, and then the last one. So it's like the second table will now be joined beneath the first table. Okay. So for example, if then they have been named over here, let's say this one 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We now have something like this, where we have this one 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is how we want it to be. So it will now be a join table like this. It will continue like this. That is what we want to use. Okay. So to do this in Power BI, we have a DAX function called union. Okay, union. We have a DAX function called union. We all understand how union works. Okay, union is just joins two sets together, combined the elements of two sets together. So that is exactly what the DAX function does in Power BI. It will just join the two tables together for us. Okay, so that is what we are going to apply. We are going to apply that too. So here we want to just make it our new table, or maybe join table, or let's just make it combined table. So combined hyphen table, or let me just not put hyphen there. So combined table, I'm just putting all of them together, equal to, then I'll use union. So the union is there. As soon as I click on union, I open the first parenthesis, you see that it's now asking me table 1. So you see that return the union of the tables whose columns match. Okay, this was the reason why we were much interested in making sure that the columns of 2021 is the same as the columns of 2022. Okay, so this is the reason why we were interested in that, so that the table 1 and table 2021 table and 2022 table, they will have the same column, and we can use the union, because it says that the union returns the union of the tables whose columns match. So if the columns don't match, it will give us an error. Okay, so because the columns match, the first thing we just click on it, and then we bring comma. So it will now ask us for table 2. Okay, now if we have more table, we can do the same thing, table 3, and then you add all of them together, but we only have 2 tables. So I'll just close it and then hit enter. So as soon as I hit enter, I now have a new table over here, combined table. And when I open it, you see that it is the same thing. It's having the same columns over here with the same properties in over here as well. The only difference is that it has added the 2 tables together. If you want to verify whether it's true, it has added the 2 tables together, let's go to the table view. So once we are in the table view, let's choose the first table, 2021. Okay, let's choose the first table, 2021. If you try to scroll down, you will see that it will be counting for you. Okay, look at this side, this one, this is what I want, So once you try to scroll, it will be counting row 49 of then the total row. Okay, just look at the total row. The total row is 16,383. That is the total row, 16,383. The second table too, let's check it, 2022. Also the same thing. It's having 16,383. Okay. Now let's go and check our combined table. Our combined table is supposed to give us the sum of the two. It's supposed to give us the combined of the first 2 tables. Okay. This table is 16,382. Okay. That is 16,383. If we multiply that by 2, it should give us a total of 32,766. Okay, that is 32,766. So what we mean here is that you are supposed to get 32,766 rows in the combined table. So let's see if that is what we have. Good. So you can now see that that is what we have, 32,766. So it means that it just stack it at the top for us. All right. So that's how we use the union. So we can go back to our report view. So now that we have this is the table that we'll be using. We won't be using the two of them. So we just close it and then we open this one and start doing our analysis. So this is where we are, and then this is where we have to start our analysis from. So we can now go back. Let's go back to the requirement. The requirement is saying that hourly revenue analysis, profit and revenue trend, seasonal revenue insights, and then riders demographics. So how do we start? Let's start by creating some visuals. Okay. So the first thing I want to create over here is that I want to insert shape that I can use for my header. Okay. So let me use the rounded rectangle, and then let me expand it. So once you click on it, you can now expand it. I want to expand it to fix everything for me. And then once you did this, you can come to shape, and then you do all your analysis. I want to reduce the color, the edges, okay, the round edges. So I want to reduce it. It's too sharp for me. So once you click on the shape, you see shape properties. I want to make it 10. And then star. The star, I want to go and change the color. Let me change the color to this. Good. Maybe this will be okay. Okay, this is so. I think this will be okay. This color will be okay. So I can now start. Let me add some text box and start doing writing some stuff. So the name of the company is City Ride. Okay. So City Ride bike share. And then once I type it, let me just select it. I'll change the color to single bold, and then the font size, let me increase it a bit and see. Okay. So in this one, we are just trying to manipulate the font size a bit. So you can just change it to how you want it. Okay. So whilst I'm on the text, I'll come to the properties and try to do some adjustments. effect. Background, I don't want background, so I'll take it off. Is there any border? There is no border. Title, no title. So, and then the color, I want to change the color to white. Okay, we can always do the rest of the changes later on. So let's just leave this one like that, and then we move on. The next thing I want to do is that I will be using card. Okay, now these are the visuals are here, so you can use any of them. But one of the visuals that always interests me most, that I always want to use to create my visuals, is the card. Okay, yeah, the card. In Excel we were using the shape to create those visuals, but here I want to use the card. Okay, so I just click on the card. The card need a value. Okay, so I will intentionally just pull the profit and put it there. Okay, so once I put the profit there, I would later on delete it. It doesn't do anything. So I'll come to the edit part of it and then call out value, and I'll turn off the value so that I won't see the value again. And then I also look at the label, and then I'll turn off the label as well. So now it's not having anything. So this is what I'll be using. So I'll be using the card as a platform to put my visuals on. But that is, I'm not done. Let's do some editing of it. So let's close all this and then go to the card section. So under the card section, we can even change it to a rounded rectangle or whatever we want. So let me choose that one, and then the corners I would reduce it small. So let me reduce it to somewhere 15. So now when you send it there, you can see that we have some kind of background. So I will just go there again and then go and do editing and remove the background. Okay, so remove this background and it should be good to go. No, okay. Let me change the border too. And then I want to add some light shadow and then accent bar. Okay. So general, then effects. Then this background, I'll take it away. Good. I'll take this background away. And then I think it's okay now. Good. So this should be okay. This should be okay. But the accent bar that I've added, this particular color, I want it to take the color of the heading. So I'll just select it again. Then I'll come to the format your visual area. So, and then I'll go to the card. And once that you come back to the accent bar, when you scroll down the accent bar, that is where we put that. So if I turn it off, you can see that it will go. So once that you are there, you can just break it down. Just click on it, and then now you choose the color of the accent bar. Okay, the color of the accent bar. The color that we use. Okay, I think good. This is the color that we use. You need to choose the color that we use. Let me go and check this color, the color we have over here. Okay, so I think this is okay now. This color is okay. So okay, so I've created my first card and I'll just leave it there. Okay, I'll just leave it there. But I'll copy it, Control C, Control V, so that I can use it in my next analysis. So I've copied two of them. So now I've copied two of them, and then I can now use this one. Now let me take this card and then I'll go and remove. I want to insert some image here as a logo. I want to put some image on this one as a logo, or maybe perhaps I can just create a shape and then put the image on it so that I can be using it. It's a if that will be okay for you. So you can always do how any way that you want it to be. Okay, you don't need to have any other format or something. So what I would do is I would create a new shape. I'll create a circle. I'll just use the over, and then I would so on this shape I'll do editing. Okay, I'll do the over editing, then I'll check the style of it. I need good this color, and then I'll try to give it border. So the border will be this color, and inside I'll increase the border. So the width of the border, I'll increase it to 10. And here I'll change the color to white, and I'll come and reduce the border. So I just want it to look nice so that I can put my logo there. So good. And this card, I'll use this one of the card. I will go and change the editing that I did to this card. I will go and remove the accent bar and some other stuff that I did. So I'll remove the accent bar. I'll also go and close the shadow, the border. I'll close all of them so that it will look good. Now I'll just minimize it. I want to put logo on it or something on it. So once I come to the card again, once I click on it, I'll see image here. I'll see image here, and then the image section, I'll turn it on. So I now turn it on, and then I can now select the image. Okay, now I want an image, maybe animated image. I want to put maybe some animated image there. So what I'll do is that I'll just go to the web and go and search for some animated image. When you can come to the flat icons and you search. You can also come to the icon scout, and then you also search. We have a lot of animated image over here. For example, you can see this one like this. So you can see. You can also come to this site, that is Jiffy. You can come to this site, and then you also get a lot of animated animated image here. I think I'm okay with this particular one. Okay, so because I'm okay with this one, I'll open it in a different tab so that I'll go and copy the link to it. So good, this one. So I'll copy this particular image, URL. Then I'll copy the link and I'll go back to my Power BI. Now over here, instead of the choosing image, I'll choose image URL. I'll click on image URL, and you see that it will ask me for the image URL. I'll paste it, and then once I paste it, it picks it directly because I'm connected to the internet, so it picks it for me. So that is what I have. So now I can now come and then do some editing. Okay, I'll do some nice editing about this. So once I do a nice editing, I'll make it look so that it can fit to this particular column to be bigger than that. So I'll make sure that it fits it very well. I think my circle is too small, that if I make it too small, it won't go. So I'll just leave it and do it without putting it in a circle. Good. This should be okay. And then I can delete this one because I don't need it. Now let me go and position the title very well. All right. So I think this should be okay. This should be okay. And then the rest of this one, I will do copy and paste again. So copy, paste, and then I'll resize it. And then I'll also resize this one. So I'll just position them well. Created platform where I can put my visuals on them. Okay, so this is what I have for now. Now the first, they are saying that they said they want us to look at for hourly revenue. So let me just go and look at where I can get the hourly revenue. So with this one, I'll create a table. So they want to see hourly revenue. So I'll choose a table. So when you are here, what you just need to do is that you just need to locate what do you have. You just need to come and locate a table here. You have metrics. Okay, you have a table and we have metrics. So you just need to locate the metrics. Click on the metrics. Then once you click on the metrics, it's open for you like this. Then over here, the row section. The row section, I want to put hour there. So the row section, there I'll put hours there. The column section, I want to put weekday there. And then the value section, I'll put revenue. I'll put revenue there. So you now have sum of revenue. Okay, so sum of revenue. Now, if you don't want the sum of revenue, you can just click on this arrow. Then you pick average revenue for all of them, so that we calculate for only the average. Okay, so average of revenue or average revenue. Now I'll position this one well and do my editing. Let me open it a bit. I'm not interested in this subtotals, so I'll come here and then come and remove those things. So when you are here, value section, you can see that we have the column subtotal and row subtotal. Once you click here, you select that particular chart and then you come here, you see them. Just turn them off. We don't need them. All right. So that is what I have. So I can now resize it. I would also look at some of the things that I don't want. I don't want to display everything. So what I will do is that I will give it a condition. Maybe I want to display only certain hours. Okay. So I will come to the hour section. Over here, the filter section, I want to filter. So I'll do advanced. I'll choose advanced filtering. Okay. Not the top 10 or the top N or whatever. If you have to specify where you want, but I'm not interested in the top 10. I'm interested in advanced filtering. And then I'll say that it should show item when the value is less than. Because it's hour, I want to show only hours when the value is. So I'll choose greater 7. So I want to show from 7 because I assume that is the working hours. So 7 a.m. going. So I'll show that of the 7 that is effective working. And when the value is greater and less than, okay, so it's less than. When you look at it, you realize that it's not in that is the 12 hours section. It's actually calculated as 24 hours. So you have the 24 hours. So it means that if I want to specify for hours from greater than 7, so 7 hours from 7 going to let's 5. If it is 5, then I have to choose somewhere around. I have to locate this one. The 13 is 1, the 14 is 2, the 15 is 3, then the 16 is 4, the 17 is 5. And then, so let me say that I want to end it as 8, which is 20. So I will choose this one equal to less than 20. So it's between from 7 to 8, okay, or maybe 9. But let me just make it like that. And then once you do that, click on apply filter. Automatically, it will reduce your table for you. Good. So it will reduce this particular table for you. It's currency, and I want to format the revenue as currency. So I'll just come and click on it. Then I'll come and select revenue here. So I will input the currency format. And then once it's done, I also change the decimal to 0. Good. So make it to 0 so that I don't want to have plenty decimals. Good. So this is okay. So now we have a nice table. I won't do anything to the table again. Even you can see that the line inside, no, it's pick the color. It's just like the color of what I'm doing. So I won't worry myself too much about it. Okay. So the table is bigger than this one. So what I'll do is that I'll try and do some adjustment. I'll change this one a bit. So I think this is okay. And then I'll reshape this one. Good. So this is what we have now. And this look good. This look good. All right. I'll create a new, I'll try to create some card, okay, where let's see the next format, the next thing that they're asking us to do. The next thing they ask, profit and revenue trend. So profit and revenue trend. So what I'll do is that I'll do trend analysis and I'll use a line and stack column. Okay, there are two. You have line and cluster column chart, but I'll choose this one. So once you click on it, it's now open. And then I will come and check the values. You see, you have the X, the Y, and then we also have the line for the line. So what I want to do. So I'll take revenue and put revenue in one of them. So let me say that I want to put the year or the date in any of the columns over here. Okay. So let me just pick the date and put it in the column. So let me remove that one and choose the revenue first. So I have my revenue. And then the y-axis, I want to put months there. Let me put months there and see. So that is what it's giving us. I will go to the profit section. So let me trying to see where the profit will fit. The profit should go to the line section. Okay. Again. So profit and revenue analysis. So this is the profit. I have a trend. And then I'm looking out for okay. So I think the date will be okay, but I will have to remove some things. Let me remove the day from it. Let me also remove the quarter. Then let me remove the year. Because let's open it wide and see what is happening. We don't want the year to be shown. Okay. So So let's just leave it. We have the quarter, the first quarter, second quarter. Let's leave that one for now. So we now have the profit, count of profit. It's counting profit, but we don't want the profit to be counted. It seems that the what do you call it? The data type of profit is not what you are. It's counting this as test. That is why. So let's go and change it to. Let's choose decimal and make sure we change it to currency. So let's make it currency. So change the decimal, and then let's remove it and bring it again. Good. So we now have our profit. So you are saying that profit of revenue, so sum of profit. So let's pick average rather. So this is what is given to us. And then we have the sum of revenue going up. And then, so that is what we are having. So you can format this very well to our liking. For example, let me turn off the legend. Okay, let's maintain that one and see the y-axis. So let's change the title. And let's also introduce markers. And then the title, let's change it to, and the thing is, they say that profit and revenue are not a trend. Okay. So let's change the title to profits and revenue trend analysis. And then the font size, let's use this one with bold. Good, I think that is okay. And then we also need to look at the values, the font size of the values and the, okay. I want to turn off the value of the y-axis. Good. The value right here, I want to turn it off. then the title of as well. Okay, so okay, then I want to do a conditional formatting for the revenue. Okay. I want to do once you click on, you are here. Want to do a conditional formatting so that the format will be different. It won't be the same as we have over there. So general. All right. So I will want to add another card where I will look at the rider type. Okay. I'll look at the rider type. So in that one, I would add I'll use it as a, let me use a card. Okay. So I want to add another card where on that particular card, I want to look at the rider type. Okay. So we have rider type. And I also want to look at their revenue. Okay. So suppose you have a 2 ride. Now let's go back to it's giving us, I was looking at supposed to give us 2. So when you come to the rider type, you have casual throughout. And since you are having only casual throughout, yeah, casual and registered. Okay, all right. So you have the sum of revenue. Okay. Now over here, this one, you can change the rider type to any other thing that we want to. Okay. So let me take this away and bring up. Okay, yeah. I want to look at this one rather. I want to put one at the top. So we have that is the sum of riders. Maybe I want to count them rather. If I want to count, let me see. It's giving us, this is how we're counting them for us. Okay. So I can do formatting. Layout. So I want to make it like so that it will be top and down. So I want to make it a column so that it will be on each other. And then just do it, edit it so that I can put here. I think then color value, change the formatting to, want to change the formatting, and then I'll reduce the size. Good. And then when we sum them up, it's giving us, it's summing them to that is 30 million. But when we count them, it's giving us, this is how it's giving us, which means that let's check the riders once again in our data set. If you look at the riders section, this is what it's giving us. So the count is just only counting the columns, and that's not what we want. So it means that we have to go by the sum. So let's see, once we come here once again, we change it to sum. Good. So we now have 3 million, and then we can position it very well on the card. So we want to change the color of the card. We want to make it nicely. So come to cards, and we want to change the color. Let's remove background and border. Okay, and then we won't need any accent bar, so layout. So you can go to general and then go and do formatting, effect, and change the color. So inside, I want to make the color a bit like this. Yeah. So, so this is what we have. Good. Now the values inside, we have to also do some few small editing to the value inside. Okay, we need to make some adjustment to the values inside as well. So once we are in the card, let's look at where we can change the value inside. Okay, semi bold. So this is where we are changing the value inside. So this should be okay. This should be okay. Okay, all right. This should be okay with us. Okay. All right. So we have another one. Then seasonal uh, revenue insights. So let's also create a bar chart. So this time around, we will go by stack bar. We go by any of the cluster bar, and then we look at the seasonal revenue. So we look at the season. Then look at revenue and the y-axis. Good. So this is what we have, the seasonal revenue. So let's also do formatting to this particular bar. Okay. The color is okay, so we won't worry ourselves. So the first thing we need to look at is the the name, the axis, or maybe let's go to the title. Okay, the title, we will need it, so we don't have to turn it up. We just need to go and do editing to the title. So the title, and then we need this format, and then okay, that is good, but we don't want it to be sum of revenue by season. So revenue by season. So we have the revenue by season. Then we need to the axis. We are not interested in the axis, so we can take sum out the value when it comes to the value. So we look at the title of the axis. So you can change that one. We click clear away that one. Then we locate that of the x axis too. Then we change we take away the title. We don't want the title. So this should help us. Now inside we have season 1, season 2, season 3. Okay. We can go and make that changes. Okay. We can go and make that changes where we will have season 1 to be maybe winter, season 2 to be this, season 3 to be this. Okay. So if we don't know, you can just come and search online. Okay. You can search for the types of seasons that we have. In a Power Query editor, we will see the third table that we have. So I think it will be good table that we have. So I think it will be good for us to just close it, and then we can use if statement over here. Okay, so you can create a new measure and use if statement. So let's just create a new measure, and then let's create a new measure and name it season. Okay, let's name it new season. So new season, and then all that we do say equal to. So we now use if statement. Okay, if statement, then we choose the table. If we have our season over here, okay, if this season over here, so we open the first parenthesis. Okay, so if a table, a particular table, or let's say the combined table, so if season is not supposed to give us combined table, then we open square bracket, then you have season. Season, if we say that this equal to conditional, okay, let's just use the conditional statement. Good. So it's supposed to be, you are supposed to create a column, not what do you call it, a new measure. That is why it wasn't showing up. So we choose season. So you say season. If season equal to 1, we say that you should give it, you should name it spring. So I'll put that in quotes. So you should say that it is called spring. So, and then comma, and then the second one. Okay, so the next one, you will say that result if false. If it is not that, what it should give you, what should we get? Okay, so I would put another if statement again. If season, so this one, season equals 2, you should say that you should say 4. And then if Okay. So the if is giving me error. So let me use another function called switch. Okay. So let's use another function called switch and see. We have also a DAX function that we call switch. So switch, and then here it takes expression and returns the values accordingly. So what I will do is that now I'll put those ones to combine, then I'll say season. Then I'll choose the season. Okay. So the first season that I will choose is that once I locate this one, I'll now be putting the values inside. So once this is the value, so I'll just say that the first thing that I will pick is that if it is equal to 1, that is the value. Then what do I want? What I want is what I'm going to type. The first one is spring. So I'll put that one in quotes, comma. Okay. So let me use double quote actually, so I'll have spring, good. Then comma. Now the second value is 2. If it is 2, what do I want to see? I want to see maybe winter. So quotes, winter, I'll put it there, comma. Then the third value, 3. And if it is 3, what do I want to see? Maybe I want to see summer. Quotes, and then summer. Okay. And then the last one is, if it is 4, I want to see, if it is 4, comma, if it is 4, I want to see 4 or maybe autumn. So this way, okay. Once I'm done with this, I'll just close it. Okay. You can actually break this down. You can just break it down like this. Once you are here, you can just use it. You can break it down using the your shift control, and then you click on enter. All right. Now you can see that the error is gone. So it means that it has calculated it for us. So once that the error is gone, once you hit enter and then the error is gone, it means that it has worked. Okay. So that is one function that we can use. We can use the switch function. The if was not working, so we decided to use this function. Now this is the season we have. So let's change it and see. Let's test it and see if we have really created our season. So let's just select this one. In place of this season, let's take it away and now bring in our new season. So we should see this. We should see the summer, the winter, the fall, and then the spring. Good. So that is what we are interested in. So I've done that. And then now we need to just we need to format it, the values there. So the first one is the y-axis, the value over there. Let's make some adjustments to the value over there. Okay. So let's increase it to 10. So that maybe 11 will be okay. Good. And now let's look at that of the same as the x-axis as well. The value over here. Let's change it to the semi-bold. And then let's increase this one to 11. Good. Or maybe 12 would be okay. Yeah, 12 is okay. So once that we choose this one 12, let's go and change this one to 12. Good. And then the layout is okay for us. The layout is just between what we have there is okay. So this look good. So the next thing that we will also look at is that we are almost done with the analysis. The next thing we will do is we would now look at the demographics. That is riders demography. We look at that one. That is what we are about to look at right now. So let's look at that one, and then once we are done with that, we know that we are almost done. So the riders demographics. Okay. So where are the riders located? Where can we find most of the riders? So we want to look at the riders, and in this time around we want to use a donut chart. Okay, we want to use the donut chart. So let's just click on the donut chart, and now let's drag the fields, the rider, to the field over here, riders. We want to look at the riders, and then the rider type, let's take it away. So the rider type, and then the value. So the value here. So this is what we have. So we now have this donut chart, and then we have to go and do some changes to. We have to go and do some editing to the values that we have. So we don't need legend. We don't need the legend. So let's just turn it off. And then the labels. Okay, detail label. We want it to be outside. And then prefer value. We want it to be data value. Okay. So we want a data value and category and data value. So let's choose that one rather, so that we can see the name. Good. So we can see the name also. Let's do some editing to the values, and then let's increase it to 12. Okay, 13 will be okay. So we have this nicely. Now the next thing is to check the colors. We want to check the colors, the colors of the visual, so that it will look uniform to that of the what we have. So the registered, we want it to pick the color of what we are using. Okay, this color. And then the casual, we want it to be a bit maybe let's choose this color and see what we are seeing. Good. This is okay. So we can now resize it to fit. And then we will go and look at the title. We look at the title. So what are we looking at over here? It says sum of revenue by rider type. So let's just make it revenue by rider type, and then let's change the font size and so on. Okay, so revenue by rider type. Okay, so we can do that, or you can make it revenue by ride type, so that it will look good for us. It depends on however you want it to be there. You can do that changes. Okay. Good. So you can now see already our analysis is doing, we are doing good interactions already. Okay. So this will be okay. Now we want to separate the next thing we want to do, we want to do ice and other stuff. Okay. So let's add slicer and put it at the top over here. And the slicer, we will add it, we want to use the year to slice it. Okay. So when you come here, you see the slicer in between over here. So this one, we just need to pick it, and we want to use the year to slice it. Okay. So the data field, we drag the year and put it there. Good. So we now have this is our slicer, and then we want to edit it to look good for us. Good. So we now have to, we just go to edit, then we go and edit the slicer variable, slicer settings. How do you want it to be? Do you want it to be a drop down, or this is okay? We don't want the heading. The value inside, we change the value inside too. So you can turn the background off. We don't actually want the background. If you don't want the line, you can just turn it off. But I want the line, so I just want the line so that I can use it at any point. However, because it's only what do you call it? You may not be able to use the year. You may not be able to use it. So you can just turn it off as well. Okay, you can just turn this particular slicer off so that we have only this only the what do you call it? Okay. So let me see. Our slicer is not responsive. It means that we need to check the responsiveness of our slicer. So okay. So when we change it to this, it's responsive. It's very responsive, but when it change it to the other way around, it's not responding. We can use this one just like so. Let me increase the value. This will give us good. So you change the you make these changes, and then I think it's okay. So we added a slicer. We need to we just want to add some one or two things, and then we are done. Now, rider demographics, we've already added that. That is a revenue by rider type or ride type. So we also added this. We have the sum of riders. So this one too, let's change the name. So let's see. So number of riders. Number of riders. I leave this space so that we can, when we do our analysis, anything that we do, we can put our recommendation here. For this particular space that is left, we can put any other thing that we want over there. For example, we have the total revenue. So let me also change this one so that it will be sum of revenue. So we just have total revenue, profit and revenue trend analysis. Then we have revenue by rider type, and then we can also look out for different things that we add. So if we come here, once we are profit, we have profit. In our data sets, we have so many other things. So we can just set for different things that we can put there. Okay. We can just set for different things that we can also put here, because we are slicing by the year. So once you are slicing by the year, we can locate for maybe any other thing that we think it will be useful. For example, the sum of profit or other stuff. Okay. So if you look at it very well, we only have total revenue, we have the number of riders. We don't really have the profits. Okay, we don't have the profit. So we can calculate for the profit. And then we can also calculate for maybe costs or any other thing. So I'm interested in the profit. So let me add, not a slicer. I'm not interested in a slicer. I'm interested in the card. So let me look out for card and add a new card. So with this card, I want to add profits. I want to put profit there. Okay. So our name is total profit. And I want to add another thing too. That one too will be maybe total cost. Okay. So that when we see revenue, or maybe I can make it profit and cost over here. And then when I come here, this one I will number of riders, and I also put the cost involved there. So that would make a good sense. So yeah, I'll put revenue on top of it. So here I'll say total revenue. And then when I come here, instead of total revenue, I'll bring costs. The total cost. And with over here, I have to come and change this thing and put it and arrange it very well, because I want to put it at the top here. So let me format this card. Good. Then the label, I want to change the label to semi-bold, and then increase the increase it to 15. I want to change it to good. I think this should be okay. This should be okay to the eye. So once I use this slicer, I'm expecting to see changes in the prices, everything. I'm expecting to see changes in the analysis. So this is what we have done. So this becomes our final dashboard. And all that we are left to do is to do some quick analysis. Okay, we just need to do some quick analysis. Then we can bring a recommendation, because they says that the question says that it says that additionally we would appreciate any recommendation on potential pricing adjustments for the upcoming year. So let's go and look out for how we can help them do that kind of adjustment for their analysis. Okay, so what we need to do right now is we need to look at it in two ways. We have 2021 and 2022. So we need to look at the analysis based on different years. So let me add a different page. And on this particular page, I want to add a matrix. Okay. So I want to add a matrix, and then the first thing I want to add is the year. Okay. So I add year. Then another thing I'll add is I'll add profit. I'll add profit in column. Let me put it below the year and see how it appears. So we have this. And then the price. Okay. So from the look of things, we can see that in 2021 the price was 3.99, and in 2022 the price was 4.99. Okay. So there has been an increment. There has been an increment in the price since from 2022. It looked like 1%, almost $1, increment of $1. Okay. So what else can we do? Does it mean that we also need to do an increment of another $1? No. We can look at the profit. Even though there has been an increment, they still make a profit. There was still a difference. Okay. So because of this, we need to probably adjust the price, but we cannot adjust the price just like that. Okay. How do we find this particular profit? Okay. How do we find this profit? Okay. We don't know we've not find any profit margin. Okay. So let's go back to our analysis, and let's try to find profit margin. Okay. Let's find profit margin, so that will help us a lot in determining whether we should increase the price or not. Now we know that profit margin, the formula for profit margin is always giving us the profit over the revenue times 100%, because we want to look at it in percentage. Okay, so we can look out for the profit margin as that way. So let's try to calculate the profit margin. And we want to put this in percentage. So we can find a way so that this, we put it somewhere close to this one. So first of all, let's calculate the profit margin. Let's calculate for a new measure. And this time around, the profit measure, we say that the profit margin, we say that is equal to the profit over revenue. Okay, so I will name it profit margin. Then I'll say equal to the sum of my profits. Okay, the sum of profits, in the table. So we look at where the profit is. Sum of profit, then divided by sum of revenue in this particular table. So sum of revenue, and then I'll close this and multiply it by 100%. So this is what we have as profit percent. You can decide not to multiply by 100%, but you format it with percentage. So if I do this, I should get a profit margin. Good. And then it says that error. So let me see where the error is coming from. Say that the sum function only accepts a column reference as an argument. Cannot find profits. Oh, we have profit here. Let's examine the profit. Let's see the data type of profit. Decimal. And it's also currency. When you look at revenue to is also decimal and currency. So what is happening? It should give us So let's use the divide function and see. Great, this worked. So we now have our profit margin, okay, which we can format it as currency. So let me use a new card. Okay, let me just select this card and add it to it and see what will happen. Let me just put it in front. Good. And the profit margin, I want to format it as percentage. So, and I want to put it as percentage and use only one decimal place. Good. So now we can now see that the profit margin is 68.8%. 68.8%. So that's a lot of profit. So once that we have our profit margin, we can, it's a lot. That is a lot. So we can now go back to page 2 and then check our analysis very well. Okay. So when we come to the value sections and then we drop the profit margin, we should see the margin between all the profits. Good. So we can see that in 2021, the profit margin was 68.9, and in 2022, the profit margin was 68.7. Okay, so it means that they are still making a lot of profit, and then we can also try to do a bit increment. Okay, now if we want to know how much profit, like the increment level. If you want to know the increment level, for example, from 2022, we want to calculate or we want to check that, okay, so from 2021 to 2022, what was the profit increment? How did the profit increase? We can always find, or we can always do that, okay? And we can do that by actually finding the new profit, that is based on the previous calculation, based on the previous, we can find the percentage increase. Okay, so we can say that price increase, we can find the percentage increase in the what do you call it, the first one from 2021 to 2022. We can always look at the increments. Now let's go take to, if we have a price, okay, we have a old price, and then we have new price. If you want to look at the price, the percentage, okay, the percentage increase or price increment percent, we can look at this one as the original price because it's the old one, whilst this one is the new price. So what that we need to do is that to find the percentage increase, we will say that the new price minus the old price, all divided by old price. Then we multiply the whole of this one by 100. We multiply it by 100 because we are trying to find it in percentage. Okay, so if you want to do that, then if you look at it, the old price or the new price is 4.99, and the old price is 3.99. So doing this times 100, we should find our new price. That is percentage, price increase percentage. So percentage increase. Okay, so you should you should be able to find the percentage increase. Now when we do this computation, it should give us 25 point something. So that is if you have this, we say that 4.99 minus 3.99 divided by 3.99 times 100%. It should give us 25 points. So you have 25.06, which is exactly 25%. So it means that the price increase is 25%. So from 2021 to 2022, there has been an increment of 25%. So that is what he's telling us, that there have been an increment of 25%. So how do we also increase the price? Let's assume that. So we have 2021, the price was 3.99. We have 2022, the price was 4.99. So 2023 or any other year, 2023 or maybe any other year. Now we are in 2024, so let's assume that, let's say 2024. How do we increase this particular price? Per our analysis, per everything that we are seeing, it means that for 2 years now, the price has maintained for 4.99, which means that it needs a revision. Okay, over the years, after a year, it was increased, but it was increased based on so many factors which we don't know. Those factors could be maybe the demands, maybe the competition. So there are a lot of things that come to play here, but because we don't have those things, we cannot just get up and say that we want to make sure, or we want to increase the price, or they should increase the price by 1% or 2% or 3% because the price has stayed at this particular price for this particular one for so long. No, we can't say that. So what we need to do is that we need to consider so many other things before we do any recommendations. And those things that we will consider is one, the price margin continue to maintain or increase. Moreover, even after they increase the price, it's supposed to be like, okay, when there is an increase in price, there should be maybe some kind of difficulties in they should be risking some losses and stuff, because they would not have access to, people would try to move away from them, and then there will be competitions in the market because there are other products, similar products in the market, and those similar products, they also look at their prices. So is it that these particular one, they have a price which is lesser than those ones or not? Okay, so when we look at this very well, we can see that even though they increase the price, the profits continue to increase. For example, if you look at the profit over here, let's make this one, let's increase the value. Good. So you can see from here that even though the price was increased from 2021, revenue was, when the price was 3.99, revenue generated was a 4 million. When they increase the price to 4.99, revenue double. There has been a double. Revenue just multiply. The same thing, revenue multiply. Okay, so it looked like even though they increased the price, still the patronage was very high. People still patronage the product. So what do we need to do? We also need to just adjust the value, okay? And we cannot say that we want to adjust the price, so we have to do it. We have to exaggerate. We cannot exaggerate. If you look at the percentage increase, the percentage increase was 25, okay? But since over the 2 years, the profit, in actual sense, since that they have the profit only multiplied by 2, you see, it looked like the profit just jumped by 2, a slight 2, okay? So since we have that kind of profit, we cannot exceed the percentage increase for the previous year. All that we need to do is that we need to maintain a particular percentage. However, what can suggest or what can actually confirm the percentage increase is another research, where they need to research into the maybe customer satisfactions, competitions in the market. They need to research all those things before they can even approve the recommendation that we are going to give. So those things are the ones that are going to inform, because when we have too much competitions, you also have to look at your pricing. If you have the customer satisfactions, how satisfied are customers? If you look at all those things before you adjust, if customers are not satisfied by your product and then you increase price, you are killing your business. So what you have to do is that you have to make sure customers are satisfied before, and then the competition too, you have to make sure that you are ahead of any other competitions before you would be able to, or you can increase your price or do anything. Okay, so that is that. And based on this, we can recommend that there should be a percentage, an increment within maybe from 10 to 15. It shouldn't get to even 20. Okay, we just recommend that they should just get to somewhere around from 10 to, let's say, 10 to 15, within that range. That is what we recommend, that they can do an increment of 10 to 20, so that it shouldn't exceed 20, so that for even that one, they have to make sure that they do further research into what do you call it, competitions and customer satisfactions, whether how satisfied are customers before they can even approve that one. Okay, so that is what we will do. So we, over here, we can create a new cut over here and then do conclusion over here, and then we can see that. So let's bring something new and type on it. So let's use text box, and then so based on this one we type over here. So you can see that you will just come and conclude over here with a short note. So we can see that based on our analysis, based on our analysis, we recommend a price increase of 10% to 15, 20%. 20%. So to test the market, without, and then we will continue to say that we recommend a further analysis. Okay, so we can continue and say that we recommend a further research. Sorry, we recommend a further research to be conducted. We recommend a further research So we recommend a further research to be conducted to understand potential competitors and customer satisfaction. Before implementing the recommended new price. So we just need to edit this to fit the way we want it. We want it to be. So once that we are okay with that, then we can just end our analysis. That is all. We are actually done with everything. Okay. So I think this is okay. So you say, based on our analysis, we recommend a price increase of 10% to 20% to test the market without, so I think we omit out. So without risking significant loss. Okay. We also recommend a further, okay, we also recommend a further research to be conducted to understand potential competitors and customer satisfaction before implementing the recommended new price. Okay, so in this way, we just made them their mind open to, we just let their mind open that, oh, they should fix their own, what do you call it, new price, but we've given them a percentage that they can increase the price by. We are not actually specifying a new price for them. We are not giving them the chance to say that, okay, we said they should increase it to a particular amount, but we are making it so that they would increase it themselves, but with a recommendation, and they should increase it within a particular percentage range. That is what we are trying to do over here. So if you collapse all this, you can see that this is our final dashboard, and it will look pretty nice. So here we can just click on filter by 2021, and you will see our results for that of analysis for 2021. You click on here to see the changes. If you want to make everything new, we just click on this. Let's try to push this away so that it will actually be close to this one. Good. All right. So this is what we have, and I think this should be our final, and it works perfect. Okay. So this is our final result, and then we can share with anyone that we want to share with. Okay, that is city ride, bike share, and then this is the analysis. If you want, you can add anything beside that. Is you can make this one move up forward, and then you make it city ride, bike share dashboard or whatever. They are all okay. Okay, so this is our final dashboard, and it has answered all the questions that they want to answer. You can see from here that over here, from here we have hourly revenue analysis, profits and revenue trend, seasonal revenue analysis. We also have rider demography, which has answered it. And they were asking us to also recommend any potential pricing adjustments that they can make. Yes, they are just asking for a recommendation, and we have recommended it to them that yes, based on what we have seen and based on our calculation and computations, we recommend that they adjust the price with between 10 to 20%. But even that, they should make sure they do further analysis, further research. They should do further research into the market to understand competition that they have in the market. They should also look at for customer satisfactions. How satisfied are customers with their service, and what are some of the competition in the market? They should look at those things before they implement the recommendation, which means that the recommendation we've given them, they can increase the price within 10 to 20. They can choose any percentage within that range. They can decide to increase the price by 15% after they've done their further analysis or whatever, or after they've done their further research, so that they can implement that particular way. So this becomes our final dashboard, and then as it has answered all the questions, or it has provided everything that they are looking for. All right, so this is it. So this will bring us to the end of today's lesson as well, and it will also bring us to the end of Power BI for data analysis. Should you have any challenges whilst developing the dashboard or analyzing anything, don't forget to reach out. You can leave a comment. You can also reach out to me. You can also reach out to me. Also, don't forget to share your results, your dashboard with me on either WhatsApp or any other social media. If you want to share on social media with me, LinkedIn, you can share with me on LinkedIn and tag me, Matthew Adenyo. Facebook, you can tag me. Twitter, you can tag me. Okay, so this will bring us to the end of Power BI for data analytics, and this is our final project. Don't forget to practice. The more you practice, the more you become okay with a lot of functions, and also you make things become easy for you when you encounter any projects. Okay, so continue to practice, and also remember to also share your insights and your view with me on the page and as well as in my DM. All right. Finally, don't forget to share the channel with the link with your friends to also come and learn. And should you have any challenge or should you not understand anything, I'm stressing on this one, just come to me. I'm ever ready to help and support anyone. So if you don't understand anything, don't hesitate to get in touch. Just get in touch and then we are good to go. Okay,